For at Acton he did plunder.
You're saying stories are true.
I'm saying. We all know Brutus makes a very capable first mate. You stick with him, you'll get a meager reward. Come with me. I'll give you the entire Criffin galaxy.
Time's up! We'll go see this Atten. If there's no treasure, you're going for a little ride.
Hello there.
This is where the fun begins.
What's up guys, Unofficial Star Wars here. Hope you're all doing well and welcome to my Skeleton Crew Episode 7 reaction video. I just finished watching the latest episode to Skeleton Crew. Here's my initial thoughts and kind of just raw reaction. It's definitely worth noting that we will also have a breakdown video into the discussion of different references and things that you guys might have missed throughout the episode, as well as Easter eggs. So please do stay on the lookout for that by grabbing the subscribe button and joining us here on the channel today. Should also go without saying that yes, of course, there are spoilers ahead for the latest episode of Skeleton Crew. This episode was an absolute roller coaster and I was at the edge of my seat the entire time. Before you click on the episode and you see the runtime of only 37 minutes long, you really don't anticipate for this episode to really show us all that much or really, you know, push the story along all that further, but it did exactly that. I mean, the pacing of this episode was so on par and I really did love just about every second. Thanks to much of that pacing begins straight from the get-go at the beginning of the episode, finally giving us an update as to what the parents were doing on Atten kind of all along, as we haven't seen them for the last 2 or 3 episodes now. They seem to have gotten a transmitter out of the barrier and out to, you know, like out of Atten into actual space for the kids on whatever ship that they would presumably be on to be able to track their way back home, essentially. Not just that, but the transmitter did give the message to the kids from their parents, and it didn't necessarily disclose an actual coordinates to Atten, but I'm pretty sure technically they are able to pick off like where that transmission would be coming from. This episode was also a complete roller coaster as of to I don't like Jod, I like Jod, I don't like Jod, and now I definitely 110% do not like Jod whatsoever. I mean, the dude is just mean, especially towards later on and in the end of the episode, which we will get to in just a moment, but you have your moments that you still kind of are cheering for Jod as he even takes down Brutus and kind of unalives him in there and truly does take over the rest of the pirates. But from there, the rest is just nothing but a downfall of greed. After all, he is a pirate. Before we see much of that action from Jod, having the pirates and the kids both arrive on Atten, or outside of Atten much rather, was totally such an ironic moment that they had both kind of arrived at the same time. I also had some kind of feeling that the ship that the children were on, the Onyx Sender as it is called, it did have some type of special metal that was kind of revealed in the last episode, episode 6, with the crab kind of machine, or the crab, and then there was also like the junk machine that tore away its outer shell essentially and kind of revealed its true layers. But still you have the characters that are like all wondering like, why is the ship probably able to get through, because it is an Atten ship, but it's actually because of the material that this Atten ship is presumably made of as well. Like, it's not just made of your average run-of-the-mill metal or scrap metal, it's made of like pretty much the equivalent to Star Wars vibranium from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Once the pirates take the Onyx Sender into its custody, essentially, and use a tracker beam on it to put it onto their pirate ship, and from there is where Brutus goes onto that ship to kind of interrogate it, and he gets captured in the claw. That was a complete switch in the mind of Jod. He's like, this is kind of my chance, and I wasn't anticipating for them to do that and kill off Brutus in such a manner and in that way, especially in the previous scene where the two, Brutus and Jod, are even kind of mixing, you know, going back and forth and kind of joking almost in the previous scene when you go back to it, and then the next scene, Jod straight up just shoots Brutus. I mean, for a Star Wars show, yeah, it would be kind of anticipated, but this Star Wars show, I mean, come on, I'll be honest, I really wasn't expecting that. And if it wasn't going to be the blaster, then it was going to be the lightsaber. Last week's episode disappointed quite a few fans out there with not having a lot of lightsaber action, but it's one of those things. If the story calls for it, and in that episode, in that per case, it definitely wasn't really calling for it, and it was going to have to wait before we were going to be getting some more lightsaber action. This episode maybe gave us too much lightsaber action in between using it to kind of threaten the kids and then unaliving SM33 presumably then there as well was pretty harsh as well. Like, honestly, right before that, I thought that was going to happen. Jod wakes up and goes back into the cockpit of the Onyx Sender, and SM33 is like, yeah, I'll handle this. I was honestly, before he even did that, I was like, hey, he's gonna hit him with the lightsaber, and he just takes him out with the lightsaber, like, just like that, snap of a finger, gone. And I kind of wonder if we will get a happy ending where, like, maybe the children play around with SM33 and repair him. But even then, who's to say that we're going to be getting a happy ending? Because the way that this episode left off with a bit of a cliffhanger there, Skeleton Crew's really good at doing that, is giving us those cliffhangers, especially this time around for right before next week's episode being the finale, episode 8. The transmitter being sent up above the barrier was really honestly a curse at the end of the day. As Jod mentions to the kids, well, those were your parents and I know what they look like now. Not just that, but the parents were the only ones to have arrived into the Undermine where all of the Republic credits are being kind of held there. I will admit, Jod finding the Republic credits and all of the different vaults and even learning that there's like 30,000 vaults or something like that just filled to the brim with these Republic credits was honestly a satisfying moment, and probably the last bit that I'm actually going to like him. Like, yeah, he finally found the treasure of Aten. He now gives us every reason just to not like him. I mean, the dude, as I had mentioned from the get-go at the beginning of the video, was just downright mean to the kids. It was honestly really heartbreaking, especially after the last few weeks of watching and loving and enjoying the show. The relationship that Jod had kind of built up with the kids, it kind of seems to have meant nothing. And lastly, as of to who the supervisor is, that's finally going to be revealed in next week's episode, and it's something that they've been building towards more and more in each week's episode when we do get a glimpse of Aten and the parents. The protocol droids, the security droids, whatever you want to call them, have revealed that, you know, Jod is kind of disguising as a Republic ambassador, so seeing that big reveal finally, if it's something that we know or somebody that we just don't know, honestly, my heart has to hit on Jar Jar. I think it might be Jar Jar for some reason. I know that he does have a canon explanation as to what happens to him after the prequel trilogy, but let me have my fun, let me have my theories. I'll discuss that in another video, breaking that down into some more detail, into some more depth, because there's quite a few names on that list, guys. This has been my initial reaction and kind of initial thoughts for Skeleton Crew episode 7. I would love to hear what you guys are all thinking in the comments down below. As I had also mentioned, stay tuned for our actual breakdown / review video here on the channel shortly. We'll discuss more references and Easter eggs throughout the episode shortly. Thanks so much for watching today's video. Of course, this has been Unofficial Star Wars. Let me know all of your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. Different theories as well. I'm all ears. Let's discuss. I love to hear what you guys are all thinking. Also, leave a like on the video as it really does help out the channel. I really appreciate it. Make sure you also check out our merch shop. Use our codes Ahsoka in all caps to get some cash off of your orders. I also have some Amazon affiliate links in the description down below, so if you're looking to buy something from Amazon, whether it's a gift or something for yourself, check out our available links in the description down below. It helps out the channel at no additional cost of yourself and really means a lot. I'll continue to keep those links updated so they're always changing. So make sure you check them out for what new products we may have available. With whatever way you decide to support the channel, whether it's simply watching today's video or even purchasing a product, it means the absolute world to me. So thank you guys so much. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a great one. May the Force be with you as always. Peace out.
Goodbye, old friend. May the Force be with you.